Yay! Welcome back. It's the second round of our triple header tonight.
Yay!
This matchup is going to be DanielRGT versus JSR.
I don't know about you, Ori, but I am really looking forward to this.
I've been looking forward to like all of these. All of these races have been great. What do you mean I can't start the prediction? I insist. Okay, there it goes, I think. Yeah, all right, perfect. I was about to say we should be getting started, and we are.
Excellent. So I think you're all familiar with this flag set if you all watched the previous race. But Ori, what can we expect from this flag set?
This flag set has. Oh wow! Look at that! It's not Dalem. It's Starstorm Alpha. Worthless. We've got generated enemies, so enemies that kind of sort of do the things that their sprites look like, but not guaranteed. And no repel witches, which is a custom PK Scramble item that turns off spawns. So it's not in the seed. You don't have to worry about that. It doesn't exist.
Oh, and an unfortunate red swirl for JSR. Still managed to make quick work of the Guardian General looking dude.
Daniel, some jukes around the presence. They move it, they kind of like just charge in a straight line, so it's pretty easy to predict their movement. If you're going to practice like running around enemies to dodge them, they're the ones to start with. Starstorm first check could be interesting, actually, if you also get Poo pretty early.
I have had a few seeds where Poo, with an early Starstorm, really just carries me, and Saturn Valley as well.
Yuck. Okay.
That's
now
a
it's
start.
Yeah, that's pretty linear so far. Let's see what else we get.
In before Vanilla Meteorite piece.
Is this even randomized?
UFO engine. That's not helpful.
Go home, Logic. You're drunk.
It's quite the potpourri here.
So right now, both runners are really just doing all of the typical checks that you can do right at the beginning. You usually walk up the hill because you get 2 teleport checks and 1 item check. And then if those aren't very appealing to you, you can run off to the library, where Daniel just found the jar of fly honey, and you can go down to the arcade, where JSR is currently headed. Maybe.
Maybe. That early fly honey is an interesting choice. Ooh. It's a well-placed bazooka, too. If we find Jeff.
Yeah, we're in good shape if we find Jeff. We're in good shape if we find Pooh. But we haven't found either. Very strange opener for a season so far. Arcade is... Those enemies at very low HP, so that looks like... I'm guessing Logic thought you should go there very early. Yep, Daniel's going to see where the meteorite piece is.
Oh, that's right. This is a hint I always forget about.
Oh, and it's someplace with a really strong magnetic pole. So it's not at the arcade. Unless somebody didn't degauss any of those arcade machines, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. The cultist name there was slightly too long for the battle engine, so it just showed up as a comma.
Thank you, comma.
Daniel's doing Belch's base very early. I'm curious to see how this will play out. It will unlock another teleport. It would also unlock Milky Well. I almost kind of think Daniel might be doing this Belch's base to buy time, just to think about the very unusual opener for this season.
JSR bails on Ness's Nightmare, opting for a reset instead of a death.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly rough fight, especially given the enemies that were outside the arcade. I didn't think it would be too much of a problem, but PSI rockin' kinda sorta barely working, kinda sorta barely was too much. Daniel stuttering around the slimy little pile. All the fights you can avoid are good fights to avoid in my book. Well, alright, you got your choice. Would you like Ness's Nightmare or Manny Manny? We have Ness's Nightmare at home.
The Ness's Nightmare we have at home. That extra level up, JSR made quick work of Ness's Nightmare, as did Daniel with Manny Manny. And there goes Starman Jr. as well. Excellent.
Key to the shack.
Shack.
Yeesh. So yeah, very linear so far. Okay, and a teleport to Foreside. That opens up a ton of stuff, actually. Okay, that busts the seed wide open.
Yeah, we've got a kid in Threed, we've got Moonside, we've got Mole Cave. If Daniel goes back to the arcade, he's got 2 sanctuaries already.
So for those that maybe aren't following closely or don't know, the jar of fly honey removes the ghosts in the tunnel. So getting the teleport to Foreside unlocks Dusty Dunes, it always does, but it also unlocks Threed, and it also unlocks Tucson. So you can just go just about anywhere now.
JSR selling that bazooka. I really hope he doesn't find Jeff in Threed or he's going to be kicking himself.
I think this is the kind of seed where, like, the concept of the vibe check is going to be really important. The concept of the vibe check being, maybe poking one single enemy, getting a sense of how tough it is, and using that to base whether or not you're supposed to be here yet.
Yeah. Did you happen to catch what was in Mole Cave?
I did not.
I apparently blinked at just the wrong time.
It was not appealing to Daniel, though.
Diamond in Mole Cave. Thanks, chat.
Yeah, diamond would not be.
But all it's good for is that other key item, but this early, I'd rather get progression and key items.
Yeah, you have plenty of basically free checks. JSR opting to do the first sanctuary. Again, I kind of wondering too if he's buying time to think about this. This is an enemy.
Wow. As a scrambler, that is probably one of the most frustrating ways to go out is just getting stun locked in a fight. There's nothing you can do. The enemy just keeps paralyzing you or freezing you or...
That is definitely the risk of having one single kid, is losing the action economy metagame. Sometimes it works out though, because you have less text, so you can kind of just blow through text really fast and use that to take advantage of rolling HP. Yep, Daniel's kind of picking up. I agree with these choices so far. I would say like the most important checks, and just checking presence along the way, because you're already there, so you might as well.
It looks like JSR finishing up that first sanctuary, making quick work of Mini Barf.
I'm a little surprised Daniel's going to walk this out. It's probably not something we've timed, but I would think the teleport would have been a little faster.
Yeah, I was pretty puzzled watching that myself.
But it might be faster. It's hard to say. Well, okay, Rizu's timed it out. I haven't timed it out.
And it's faster to walk. Interesting. Well, thank you, Rizu.
Oh yeah. In the brackets, let's see. I have to play Andy next, and I believe Slug plays Sarah next. I think.
I think Slug plays me next.
Oh, I'm terrible at brackets. We were joking about it, but it really is like that meme with the all the strings going everywhere. Applicant at Tiny Ruby. We have the UFO engine, so you could do it if you really wanted.
So Daniel deciding to peek into Moonside. JSR finally venturing to Belch Base.
Slug you versus Lilo.
Oh boy. It's me. Hi. I'm your next opponent. I'm the third strongest opponent, Attack Slug.
JSR also managing to stutter the slimy pile. Happy to see it.
Looks like Moonside is at least doable. Oh no, it's definitely in progression right now.
Yep. I think Daniel probably chose correctly. Probably. We can see Car Painter down there. With Paulo, that should be a piece of cake. JSR is about to make the discovery that this seat is about to be wide open. So it may look like JSR is a bit behind, but consider too that JSR has already done one Sanctuary, and Daniel has not.
It's difficult to say, even this early on, if delaying the sanctuaries is going to be to your benefit or not. Sometimes those extra levels early on can really help push you through some of the slightly more difficult enemies.
Ooh. Some okay items from the Mr. Saturn there. A couple life noodles. I never remember to check that NPC. Yogurt dispenser. That's fairly big.
Right, so what do we think? We're gonna get Jeff, Pooh, Flying Man?
Buff bird. Buff bird. That's what I think. We found useful stuff for Pooh and we found useful stuff for Jeff, so we'll get Buff bird.
Well, I suppose by that same logic, though, then we'll find the teddy bear.
Oh.
Aww.
You overslept.
You slept.
The 2024 tournament. Corn bones been left in the dust. It's been an entire year. The banana teeth is the new thing.
Daniel managing to skip the first century robot, but not the second.
That second robot is just about RNG. If he spawns in a nasty spot, I don't think there's anything you can do with a long party. Daniel fighting with the corner of this desk. It happens sometimes.
It does happen. I know that feeling all too well. It just looks like Ness is bashing his face into the wall.
It's what we lovingly call subpixel garbage. Curse idea. That desk.
Oh, no.
Ooh,
ooh, that was a strong third strongest mole.
a little bit too tough, maybe. Although he didn't look terrible, Ness just didn't have many HP.
Yeah, he did make it through the first one, so so JSR at least grabbed a little bit from that.
No, it's Teddy. I hate it.
My apologies.
And
to
bubble
the
gum.
runners. Commentator's curse is alive and well today.
Ooh, yogurt dispenser looked so promising, and yet without a winner's teleport, that's completely useless.
It's fine. I'm sure Daniel didn't want to use that inventory space anyways.
Oh no. Not the burps. It could be the chicken. We could hear the chick or the chicken throughout the scene. That would be okay.
I can at least tune out the chick or the chicken, but those burps, ugh.
Fun story time. We're gonna go on a tangent here. My mother hated hearing us play this game because she couldn't stand the sound of that burp noise. JSR has come around to doing a kid check and getting Paula. I think that's a very good choice.
About to get a high five here from our runners as well.
It looks like Daniel's making the return trip for the UFO engine, I have to assume.
Yeah.
Hey! Unintentional sync.
Hey. That's right, because I believe Daniel does have that tiny ruby, doesn't he?
Daniel has a tiny ruby. I don't think JSR has found that, but it won't be very hard for him to come back and check. Air traffic control nightmare. Well, good news. They are both in. They can both see each other in airspace, so I'm sure nothing bad could possibly happen. Oh no!
I'm sure they're gonna have a perfect landing. It's fine.
Oh, and there's a third to join. Yeah, this is crazy. Both runners have such a wide array of choices available to them. So it's really hard to say who's currently in the lead. JSR has actually done more stuff. Daniel has more knowledge. But Daniel spent a lot of time on a check that may turn out to be absolutely nothing. So, whoa, the OK pendants in this shop. That's big.
Judging by everything that's in this shop, I would put this somewhere around third sync in logic. Maybe fourth, but...
So it'll be interesting to see if the tiny rubies are red herring.
Exactly. Because at this point, let's see. What teleports could immediately be helpful? Lost Underworld.
Winters would maybe make Daniel feel a little better.
Yeah, Winters.
Personally, I would still welcome down.
The carrot key. So yes, I would agree then. Dalam is probably what we're gonna see. No, it is Winters.
It is Winters.
What a tangled web we weave.
So that may wind up working out for Daniel. We'll have to see. It's Winters. Looks like JSR is going to go pick up Tucson as well. And Daniel lost that teddy bear he worked so hard for.
There's always another teddy bear.
JSR doing the teleport that I've been coached is not the right thing to do. Oh well. But there you go. I think, okay, that definitely makes sense. Going to Effort Dread, that's gotta be faster to teleport. What did it do? Drop a mysterious crate?
A crate of munitions.
This is like solid robot. Clumsy snake. Oh dear. Well, Daniel got the paralyze. He's bashing for 1 damage. Rockins are... Clumsy Robot starts with a PSI shield, so it'll take 3 charges just to get rid of it, and Clumsy is very fast, so he's likely to dodge them anyway. That's rough. But it'll at least open up for a freeze or two. Daniel opting to pray instead of... Oh, Ness has a shoot-type weapon. Ness cannot get a crit with a shoot-type weapon. He will never smash. And he'll definitely never hit now that he's crying. Well, now he's not crying. But, so Ness will always do 1 damage, always.
Oh no.
So, I think this is the right play by Daniel. You have the option of getting psychic points. That obviously does damage. You also have the 1 in 16 prayer that does damage on itself. I think that's a better choice than bashing out for 2. JSR has the advantage that at least JSR smashes do 38. So, this is... On the bright side, at least both runners have the same struggle.
This is, I guess now my question is, which of the 2 bails out first?
I mean, your only bailout's the reset switch. I don't recall either runner making any saves, so it's not an option.
JSR has saved once, but I think it was a while ago, so I don't think that is a viable option.
Tomar quietly prodding me to make a forfeit button pitch. I feel like it should be pretty easy. Just have a little extra battle menu option. Have it ask, are you sure? And then if you say yes, it just sends you right into the death routine. So it's probably 100 times harder than that.
Exactly. Oh, what do you mean, Paul? I mean, it's just a menu item. Right? Just put a new one in. It's fine.
Alright. So, do you have a favorite robot?
Favorite robot? That is a difficult choice. Honestly, I think Robo from Robotech, or Robotech from Robotech is probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's fair. Kind of like the jankiness and the early, like Rob from the NES. Like, it's super, it's an interesting idea. And I'm surprised that Nintendo, like, actually went for it.
Very interesting to see the vastly different strategies at play here. Daniel is still opting for defend and pray.
Daniel kind of locked himself into it, now that both kids are feeling strange. So doing something like that freeze becomes very risky. Most Apollo's praise do heal a little bit, so you could probably risk one once in a while. I think I still agree with that, but very scary. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
JSR.
Tried it too.
That's scary. You need to pray again to... Okay, alright.
If anything, I would say JSR is probably in the better situation here. But, or maybe not better, a safer situation.
I mean, it is random. I think JSR is probably slightly ahead. Daniel just has a lot of randomness. Daniel could get a lucky string of prayers and be done with this soon. Probably. Maybe. Depending on how deep in logic this actually is. I'm not certain if Daniel has Healing Beta. Healing Beta is a fairly high level for Scramble forcing. He may. And yeah, so it does take a Healing Beta to heal Feeling Strange. Trying to freeze again, and... There was a lightning, though, and those are good for 120-ish.
I wish I would have made note of when they started fighting this. I feel like they've been fighting Clumsy Robot for a good 5 minutes at least.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know that Daniel can have Ness bash, honestly. No way at this point with this many prayers that Ness isn't crying under that confuse. And so with a slingshot, I think your odds of hitting are basically 0.
JSR taking a desperate look into his inventory. Hey! And JSR killing off a Clumsy Robot.
The consistent bashes and occasional smashes pays off.
I didn't quite get the count, but that looked like about 12 or 13 levels for Ness. Maybe closer to 15 or 16 for Paulo.
Probably all the XP you need for the seed, but 10 to Kraut. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
And yeah, those shop items. It's a thing.
Now we see what can JSR accomplish while Daniel is still stuck in this fight.
Oh, absolutely. Both runners have to feel absurdly behind. And I wouldn't call either of them behind at the moment compared to each other. There we go. Daniel's through it.
That was an experience.
It will be a little interesting to see how both runners manage this 8-minute clumsy fight. Are they going to be flustered by this, or will they take it in stride?
Daniel doesn't even check the store.
Daniel says, all right, I gotta start doing some checks right now.
For me personally, if I spend 8-9 minutes on a fight like that, and I know there's a store right behind it, I'm going straight there and seeing what I just earned. But then again, maybe Daniel has a better grasp on his bank balance than I do.
I mean, I think his bank balance is pretty much entirely what Clumsy Robot would have given him. And I'm not sure whether those values are randomized or not. But if they are, boy, I would be upset to get, like, the $2 Caterpillar reward. And yes, that's a very good point, too. You probably have enough levels, you probably don't really need the equipment. If you get to the point where you're looking at Gygus and you still don't have any pendants, or you have your okay pendant and you're not feeling good about it, you know right where to look. But also, having a nice bat, that's very valuable. JSR checking winners, which was the Eraser, which might make that pack of gum check a little bit more appealing. Maybe. I still don't like it. Daniel, again, probably feeling the need to make some progress here, so going right for the Zank. And you've got plenty of levels, so you may as well just knock it out.
Right.
Especially with so many options open to you.
Yeah, at this point, they're really just completing the checks that the other have already completed.
I'm happy both runners fought clumsy at the same time. That would have been horrible if one of them had that 8-minute fight. And the other one's like running off doing mines and Moonside and Winners and Stonehenge. It happens though, and I mean, that I feel like that's one of the arguments for safety saves. If you haven't saved, slapping your only way out is to slap reset and lose however many minutes into the run you are, and that is the most painful choice to make.
I learned that the hard way when we had moon mode on for one of the weeklies.
Oh, Daniel's gonna go to Winners. He's going to see that eraser. The slight hesitation there, and he's going for it.
Mm-hmm. I think I would have made the same decision. If I get to Winters, I've got the bubble gum. I just spent 8-9 minutes fighting Clumsy Robot. I'm thinking, okay, my opponent probably has already been to Winters.
I'd be wanting to make some big plays, some big brain plays.
And I mean, just on the numbers alone, it's hard to say no. Because you get the key item from the store, you have a Sanctuary, you have the key item from Stonehenge, and you have yet another key item from Apple Kid's Mouse at the lab. It's just, so much can open up for you right there.
And now with all these levels, you should have very high confidence you can clear Rainy Circle.
I think I would be nervous if it was Sanctuary 7 or 8. But otherwise, you know, and the likelihood of running into that already is pretty low, considering that Clumsy Robot gave us Tentakraut. So that suggests to me that probably Fire Spring is one of the high 7 or 8 Sanctuary.
Yeah, I agree. We probably will not see Lost Underworld this seed. Unless the runners decide to go for 6 Sank, maybe. Which I guess we know that the meteorite piece is in Magnet Hill, and I don't think we've seen any sign of the Slime Banana. Is that right?
Not that I recall.
So with all these checks open, if both runners just completely miss Sign Banana and then find it once that's 5th or 6th Sank, then there's really no reason not to, I suppose.
Exactly.
Daniel fishing for duck skip has no problem getting it. Oh, and the subpixel garbage on the, not protoplasm, the, what is he, squatter worshipper? More like dork skip. Oh, alright, we're in Pond Cave. Daniel got a red swirl there. No, jank green swirls. This is my opportunity to tell Daniel to stutter that if he goes back and watches this video. Well, these enemies are surprisingly rough.
Yeah. She pulled a knife on him.
And 6,500 XP. So, you might be right. Milky Well here might be like Sank 6 or maybe even 7. No way it's less than 4, in my opinion.
Yeah. Even if this is a 5, they all rolled high then. Meanwhile, JSR is just flying through Mole Cave.
That Mole Cave revenge died on the first trip and not happening this time.
No, that legendary bat is definitely helping him just cruise through it.
Lots of spawns in this pond cave, and Scramble spawns are supposed to be tuned to 60% of normal, so just extra bad luck. But pond cave's pretty nasty, so...
Oh.
That might be intentional. No, I think Daniel was trying to force a green with that teleport. I think.
This would not be a good place to die.
Very scary fight, as it turns out. You're just put to sleep and have to sit here. Lots of turns have passed, though. Yeah, easy run. Looks like JSR is going to turn in the diamond. I will find out what item that gives, and hopefully JSR does not get caught by the succubus. It's the worst. From personal, like...
It absolutely is.
Monkey invitation. No pencil eraser yet, so it can't even be done.
Pencil eraser on Venus? No, wad of bills. Ooh.
Yeah. You could turn that one into... Oh, why not just give her the wad of bills back? I would have appreciated that.
Keep it at the tip. Ooh.
Oh. JSR is going for, yep, this will be the pack of bubblegum and the teddy bear. But this is the check that Daniel's already done.
And I had missed it myself, but chat saying that Rainy Circle there was the 3rd sank.
So just a nasty enemy on the generator, or it expected you to have more kids, maybe. There are a lot of checks still open. That is certainly a possibility.
Well, because we know that this was the teddy bear. Again, sorry for cursing you all. Are you both runners?
Ooh, JSR also
stuck in the corner too. Wow.
Yeah. Defeated that dusk boss in better time, though.
So that would leave, let's see, by my track, the Happy Prisoner and what I like to call the Swamp Kid.
Are there... I'm trying... so many checks open, but I don't see an easy teleport open. Daniel opting to leave Stonehenge. That one cultist took at least 2 freeze betas. I got a little distracted if it took more than that. More than that would have been my personal threshold to get out. Crimson, there is a limit, I believe, for race percent where logic will say that's too many checks before you get to Gygas. I'm trying again. But, okay, well, there you go. If you turn off safe boss levels, it could be a lot.
Oh, the meme checks out.
I did miss whether Daniel made a safety save there or not. I wouldn't as much call it a safety save there as much as I would say a death warp save. You can make the return trip if you feel like you need to later. Oh man, we got a hype train for the Earthbound Super Series channel. Maybe you can finally fill out an expense report for the old $5 Subway gift card I gave some winner in 2015. Tessie's round 2, and Daniel's going to be clearing the mines. Oh, look at all these subs. We're going nuts. He's going nuts. Arn Foley gets the Prime Gaming. Lilo, you got the Prime Gaming?
I got the Prime Gaming!
I thought about it, but I was already gifted a sub. TR07 gifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gift subs, and Rizu with a gift sub as well. Y'all are nuts. 100%.
We're not sure exactly what is in Stonehenge. Daniel did bail out early.
Yes, Daniel's opinion is something latent logic that he doesn't need. I assume at least from leaving. That would be the reason that I would leave. This should have happened during the clumsy fights. If I was more of a heads-up commentator, I would have said, hey, let's take an ad break. JSR is about to find out how nasty the bag ladies can be.
Yeah. But again, that extra equipment he bought, definitely helping him cut through them a little quicker than Daniel, I believe.
Yeah, I agree.
His diamond.
He's got to be turning that in. Yeah. He's going to find out it's the wad of bills. You get one more chance to get the commentator win on your side if you give the wad of bills to the person that just gave it to you. You'll get 1 Ari point. Daniel actually walking around to behind the desk. It's not necessary in Scramble. You can save yourself like a whole 4 frames. I still do it too. It's hard to break that habit.
JSR, I think, having regrets about not taking advantage of the screen swirl and running. Because those, whatever they were based off of the Carefree Bomb, were scary. Special Mrs. Winter Bomb, yes, thank you.
Daniel running around in front of that bus. I think Daniel stopped, said, oh man, I should have been caught by the bus, said, where'd the trigger go? And then is going back to Winters. Oh, okay. I think Daniel thinks these are the hardest enemies he's seen, so easiest death warp is here. Okay, that's fair. Although they are not doing any damage, apparently. There we go. Sorry to disappoint the Tessie fans. We will stay at 2 Tessies this seed so far. Ooh, meantime. Oh, the classic. Can't go wrong. Butts. Every time. So now both runners are clearing Stonehenge. They're almost synced on the screen, and I'm trying to think if there are any checks one runner has done that the other has not.
I don't think so.
And I'm coming up short. I think they are both tied, and Stonehenge is finally down to their only last check available. Which has to be nerve-wracking.
But we can at least narrow down what we're going to find here. We know it's not the meteorite piece. That was at Magnet Hill.
Yep. And we do know that this is progress.
Yeah.
So it could be a signed banana, could be a pencil eraser. My gut says pencil eraser.
There's the worst timeline, where it's hieroglyph copy.
JSR does have the equipment advantage, and I think that is probably... I think JSR is in better shape. Has a currently safer run. But if that doesn't happen to matter, then they're basically tied.
Trillionage with his dino buddies.
They're just chilling.
Manly phytosaurs.
Bullying the dinosaurs, that's -1 RE point. Well, both runners have bullied the dinosaurs, and they're both tied at -1 point. The points are very valuable, Slug.
Also, I did not know that you could talk to that Mr. Saturn and get an item.
I learned that, like 3-4 days ago. I didn't either, and apparently he does it in vanilla. So it is indeed the banana. So that gives you pretty much a clear path, I suppose. If you choose to take it. What Sanks have we had so far? Giant Step.
Rainy Circle.
Rainy Circle. Milky Well. This will be Magnet Hill. JSR is in great shape, so I would be a little surprised if JSR does not go for Gygas. Daniel might also go for Gygas, but I'm less confident. It is indeed the banana teeth.
Yeah, at this point, I would almost say that Gygas is probably the right choice. The only progression that I'm seeing, at least from my tracking here, after they get the meteorite piece, will be from the meteorite piece.
Right. So they'll pick up a teleport there. And I mean, if it's an appealing teleport, like Lost Underworld, then maybe you would do it. Or Dalam, that would be, because with the carrot key is sitting in inventory.
Exactly.
You don't know what banana teeth is? If you don't know, I can't tell you. But you overslept, Slug. It's 2024. Corn bones are out. Banana teeth are in. I just played your race. I guess you did it in your sleep. Wow, you're really good, actually. Yeah, you can clear a seed in, what was that, about an hour while asleep? It's incredible.
That is incredible.
Defense slug race, that one. I like that.
It looks like James remembered, JSR remembering that there were some amazing pendants available here, and he is going for that star pendant. I can't say I blame him.
Yeah, takes all the whisk away from Freeze. But also the walk up becomes a lot less scary too, which is significant. Oh, it is Dalam as a teleport. It's always Dalam. And they do. They have the carrot key in inventory. And yes, the runners are synced. JSR now has star pendants, so JSR is like indestructible, more or less. Daniel less so. But I believe Daniel is still sitting on okay pendants, which is okay. Is that a buka buka buka? Leave mine 2 bukas. JSR is gonna get the experience from 4 bukas.
Mm-hmm.
JSR doing a really good job of despawning there. I just kind of want to point that out. It's kind of easy to lose track of that. Daniel's a veteran runner. I would expect him to despawn very well. JSR does not have that same level of experience, but he's still doing great.
Absolutely. He has put on a phenomenal showing in this tournament so far. I mean, both of them have.
Daniel going to Dalam. I agree with that 100%. We already saw the teddy bear. Oh, I need to save time. I'm not even checking the kits. I know it has to be something useful. I don't care. I'm going for Sank 5. Okay.
Right then.
Just walk out for JSR. Sometimes you are just kind of doomed based on the spawns. You will have to take a green swirl.
Yeah, this cave is quite terrible for spawns.
I agree, Arn. If I'm feeling confident enough that I think I have all the tools that I need to clear the seed, then why would I spend time getting extra tools to clear the seed? Especially when I think I'm behind. Can't forget that. No way both runners have forgotten their 8-minute clumsy fights. This spawn tile at the bottom here, I believe, is 100%. I'd have to go back and look to make sure, but if it's not 100, it's very close. So you're pretty much always going to take a fight here. And the enemies are actually pretty nasty.
Yeah. I wasn't watching. This is right before the boss sparkle.
Daniel getting greedy with the runaway. It's not a long sanctuary, though, so making another trip's not that bad. JSR also opting. Just run right through. JSR, I agree with that 100%, especially with the pendant. Does not need any more gear to clear this seed, absolutely. Until something comes in here and bashes for 500 damage and throws lightning. I guess you're not protected from that, but... Tiny ghost, though, is nothing to sneeze at either. That ghost is nasty. Especially with the 2-kid party. This is back to the action economy thing.
This is really going to come down to the wire here.
Daniel knows that you can't just hold left. Just hold left.
Just hold left.
We have nothing but lip enemies on the screen.
Are they two different types of lips? Oh no, plain Captain Metal lips?
And JSR is through first. Alright, so let's see what we've got. Okay. Master Belf Barge, that's not too bad. Nice green swirl from Daniel. That was the perfect setup for it, and he took advantage.
Looks like JSR will be the first of our 2 runners to complete his 5th sanctuary. Daniel, however, is hot on his heels.
Yep, and there we go. Perfect. And run, run, run. I agree. No need to check the shops. No need to check the presents even for JSR.
Nothing, just beeline it.
Very bad spawn luck, though. Could hurt JSR still. We'll have to see. We've got presents in Magic Hand. That's personal favorite. You can work around those.
And they cooperate. That butterfly startled me.
It's so slow. It's such a tight race.
And I cannot emphasize enough just how close this is. All it takes would be one red swirl for Daniel to catch up and surpass JSR.
Daniel going for the juice and making the play. I appreciate that. That center area, you're pretty much always going to get a fight there. So JSR, I think, is still in pretty good shape. And we have not even randomized a Cant.
Ooh. Barely getting that. Both of the jukes.
Oh, and it's Everdread.
Everdread.
Well, this fight should be pretty free.
And there it is. So, just needs to mash it out, and that's that.
It's
And
wild.
with that comes our winner, JSR, finishing with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 4 minutes, 54 seconds. Wow. And it looks like we've got him here. I think he's going to hop in the booth.
I probably gotta pull him in the booth. JSR, welcome.
Welcome.
I can't. I have the
GGs.
biggest. Like, my mouth is so dry. I can't even. Whoa. I don't. I'm a little dizzy.
Congratulations.
Well done.
I'm sure. I don't know if he did the same fight that I'm sure you all saw. At that point I was like, I'm pot committed. How many HP can he have left? And 10 minutes later, I thought I was just finishing the seed out. I kept looking over expecting the dot done. And when I got in Gygas go mode, I didn't expect to. I was going to Gygas, and when it said that it was oh my god. And he just finished. GG's, man. Oh my god, what a race.
JSR, how would you feel if I told you that you and there he is, Daniel, welcome in GG's. How would you both feel if I told you that you both did that clumsy robot fight at the same time?
I hate clumsy robot right now.
GG's, Daniel.
GG's. Good race.
I don't know about you, but I thought I was cooked.
I died in Pink Cloud. I think that was the difference maker.
The death in Pink Cloud was significant.
Yeah.
I had some really awful luck at the beginning of the game when I went to the arcade. He made me cry and I couldn't hit him, so I had to reset. And then I think I wiped somewhere else too. Oh, at Mole Cave. Oh my god, I'm still shaking. I can barely talk. But yeah, man, GG, dude.
GG's somehow still like within an hour, 4 hours, 6 minutes despite spending 89 years on clumsy robot.
Yeah, it was
level 72 clumsy robot.
Wow. You know, as soon as I
impressively close.
As soon as I paralyzed him, I said to myself, I think I just made a giant mistake and I should reset. But I hit him with enough, attacks that I was like, he can't be that far from death. I estimate I was probably in auto fight 1 HP damage for about 5 to 7 minutes.
I went for praise strats, hoping.
Yeah,
That would make.
I went for praise strats, and then I ended up almost dying because of it.
I think you both made the respective right choices. Daniel, you were stuck with a slingshot, so Ness could never smash. JSR, Ness had a bat, so you were at least smashing for 38.
Which felt like a lot more than 1-1 miss 1. Oh man, that was a rough seed though. Like not just in routing, but in like the combat, like the Milky Well. No, not the Milky Well. I'm sorry, the Rainy Circle Cave. Those enemies were kicking my butt, and that was what, the third or fourth sink?
Third sink.
Yeah, this might be the hardest seed as far as like how tough the enemies were that I think I've ever played.
That's the 100% generated enemies tends to do that. It also doesn't help if we don't have equipment, so they just hit super hard in general.
That was kind of a big factor. JSR went and did the shop after Clumsy, picked up a legendary bat, and eventually some star pendants.
I should have checked that shop, but I was too tilted.
I figured it had to have good stuff. I mean, it had to, right? I mean, I would have honestly been fine with like even just a sea pendant, but when I saw those, I was like, oh yes, we're not buying another thing until the end of the seed, because I was prepping for a Gygas run. I mean, I'm sure you were too, but I was like, OP. There was no way I was gonna have any problem with Gygas, especially with star pendants. But then the teleport to Dalam, I had the carrot key in my pocket. I was like, no, gotta go 5 sync. Oh.
All right.
Also,
well, there's another race
yeah,
after
go for
this, so I'm gonna hop off. But
Thanks again for the race, Daniel, and GG's again, and good luck in your next one.
GG's. You too. Bye.
Thank you.
What a race. And up next, we will be having... Who is that but Mad Cat 65 versus F. Coughlin. Yeah, stick around. Should be a great race.
Be sure to stay tuned and follow the runners, Daniel, JSR.
Absolutely.
I seriously am